Hello, welcome to simplyscuba.com. In this session we look at the APEKS XTX 50 and XTX 40 pack, a primary, regulator and Octopus set. Let's have a closer look at some of the features. Okay, everything you see here is included in the pack, so you've got your two hoses, obviously two second stages and your first stage as well. First stage is obviously available in the DIN 300 bar here, or you can get the A clamp as well if you choose it. A closer look at the first stage. This is the Dst First Stage from APEKS. It's a fully sealed, cold water rated first stage. Got 4 low pressure ports on the swivelling turret at the top. Also got a high pressure port, one on each side of the first stage. On the bottom here you can see that they've got the environmental seal on there that obviously just prevents water interacting with the first stage parts itself. Great for cold water use in that the water can't cause any ice crystals or anything on the parts inside. Also it means if you're diving in a contaminated area, that contamination can't get into the first stage itself. As I said, the two hoses are included. You've got the standard black primary hose and you've got the longer Octopus hose as well in the yellow. We'll just have a closer look at the second stages. The second stages themselves are very similar. Obviously you've got the XTX 50 for the primary and then XTX 40 for the Octopus. Obviously you've got the yellow flashing on the cover and obviously on the sides as well for the Octopus. But they're very similar in terms of how they work and the mechanism inside. The real difference you can immediately see is you've got a control knob on the outside of the primary. This just controls the inhalation effort required to open the valve. So if you do get into a situation where you need to increase that resistance, you have a slight free flow, it's trickling through for whatever reason, you can just wind it in and it just increases the tension on the spring inside to actually open that valve. So it's a great safety feature from that point of view. Obviously in its optimum dive mode, you wound all the way out, it's giving you the best performance it can. The switch just on the top here controls a flow director inside. So in its minus position, if I just turn that towards the camera, you can see there that it's got a plus and minus position. In its minus position towards the front of the regulator, it's diverting some of the air back towards the diaphragm, just helping to close that valve. So on your Octopus, you'll probably have this set in its minus position at most times, and it's just a safety feature to prevent free flowing. Obviously that's helping to close the valve. If it was open, the air forces the diaphragm shut, just shutting that valve off. Another difference between the second stages, you can see that the primary has a much bigger exhaust deflector on the back. Now this is actually interchangeable. In the pack you have a changeable part which matches the one on your Octopus. They're just simply unclicked, slid off the rails, and these ones just push back on and fitted nice and easily. But obviously if you're a videographer or photography, you'll probably want these because it diverts the bubbles away from the face much better, gives it outside the camera shot, obviously prevents any disturbance to the marine life you're trying to shoot. And then the real other difference that you can see on the second stage is the actual mouthpiece itself. The XTX 50 is fitted with a bridge mouthpiece. This just rests on the top of the pallet. It does two things really. It provides a bit of extra support for when it's in the mouth, but its main role really is to prevent the mouth from drying out. The air passes underneath this bridge rather than underneath your pallet, the top of your pallet, and it just really keeps the pallet nice and warm and obviously moist as well, so you don't get that dry feeling in your mouth. You constantly have to get a bit of fluid into your mouth just to make a bit of comfort. Obviously that's taken away with that bridged mouthpiece. Silicone itself is very soft, very durable, lasts you a long time. The teeth grips have got little raised ridges as well, just to give you a bit of extra comfort, a bit of extra grip as well. So they're the differences between the second stages. All but identical apart from those. Very similar internals as well. Fully balanced system. So cold water rated. If you have a look on the hoses there, you can actually see that's a number of fins on the outside of the second stage. Again, this is purely down to cold water. It's transferring some of the heat difference away from the second stage into the ambient water around you, just helping to maintain a stable temperature and obviously keep it above a freezing point to prevent any ice forming. So overall, it's a fantastic cold water system. Obviously, buying them in a pack like this gives you better value for money as well. APEKS have been very robust and very reliable for UK diving for many years, and a highly recommended set by any diver.